What up, makeup people? Welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please do not forget to subscribe, and if you are not new here, then welcome back. So today we're going to be testing out the lovely Tati Beauty Blendiful, which is exactly what is in this lovely bag. So there's a bit of a story behind this. I just expected it to come a lot faster than it did. When I ordered the palette from Tati Beauty, it came within a week, and typically when I order something it takes about, I don't know, I guess a week and a half once it's shipped. So it shipped, it had been a week, had it been 2 weeks? I don't know. It felt like a really long time. The part that freaked me out the most was that it was saying that it was in Vancouver for like a week and it hadn't moved. So I started to panic and I was calling, like, Canada Post said it wasn't on their radar at all, that like that tracking number wasn't found. And then I called USPS asking if they had any further information, and they said that they did not. And they suggested that if it's in Vancouver, it's probably stuck at customs. So they suggested calling customs. So I called customs and they said that they couldn't find it either, and that it, like, customs, I guess, has like 21 or 28 business days that it can sit, so it wouldn't even be on their system for that long. And I was like, this makes no sense because I've never had this issue before in my life. So it was just really strange to me, and I was like, okay. So then I was like convinced that it was lost in the mail, and then one day it just showed up and I was like, what? But on all the tracking it still said it was in Vancouver. So I have no idea what happened. Lo and behold, it finally arrived. It was really bizarre, but I got it. So in this lovely bag they have this, which is just, I guess, the receipt. Like, it just says what it came in, where it came from, what it is. It came in this black little bag that has my address on it, so obviously I'm not going to show that. And then it has this beautiful bag that tells you how to clean it. Do not bleach, do not dry clean. It is polyester, no harsh line, XOs, Tati, it's cruelty-free, vegan, distributed by Tati, made in China, blah, blah, blah. So yes, inside it has one Blendiful and one baby Blendiful. Let's see. So here's the little baby. Dude. And here's the big mama jamma. So it feels nice, feels soft. There's currently nothing but primer on my skin. The reason I didn't use it with my primer is because I'm using the Pixi Skin Treats H2O Skin Drink, and it's kind of silicone-y, and I typically put it on with my fingers. So it just felt like, since it's a more like almost watery product that's silicone-y, I just didn't know that it would mix well with the product. And it's not a product I would use with a sponge anyways, or a brush or anything like that. So I was like, why? So as you can tell, I've already done my eyes. If you want to know how I did my eyes, then I will leave the link at the end of this video in one of the little boxes on the side. So check that out if you're intrigued. It's for a Valentine's Day look. So we're going to finish the look with our face now. So what I've been using is this like little sponge that's like velvet, with my Becca Bare Minerals SPF 15 foundation. It's a powder foundation. I got like a special edition one from Ulta when I was in the States over the Christmas holidays, but it's basically a powder that turns into a cream, and so it just I didn't like the way it applied with a brush. I found it was streaky, and I liked how I could apply it with a sponge and kind of smooth it on. So since this is a different kind of sponge, we're going to use it with that and see how it goes. So a sponge is obviously a different shape than this, but do I want a taco? Yes, we're going to taco fold, like a very loose taco fold, and we're going to go into our product and just collect. Oh my gosh, well, I just dropped a bunch of it, so there's that. So allegedly there's a lot of like mixed reviews on this product. Tati's claiming that there's people who are talking garbage about it. but I've only seen positive ones. But maybe it's possible that like I just don't watch the people, obviously, who are saying that it's not great. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good to have a mix, because if everyone was just like, they love it, woo, then like it can look suspicious. Like no product is gonna work perfectly for everybody. It'd be really cool if it did, but that's just not life. So I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't be a complicated product. I'm getting product all over it. That's not this fault. That's just me. It's not a very easy, like this isn't an easy thing to get product out of. The only problem I'm having with this is that it does feel like there's more product falling off of it than I would get with my sponge, but otherwise it's blending really nicely. I mean, it looks really nice. The product is well distributed on my face. It's not sitting. It doesn't usually sit unless, like I said, I've used it with a brush before and it didn't do great things. But I do feel like it applied it thinner than my other one, than this. Like I find that this one, maybe it's because it's a more concentrated space as well. So, oh, I know why. Because I usually pour it into the lid and then I dab it. Whereas with this one, as you saw, I put it right in there and flipped it over because it's able to take up all that space. But in any case, the product looks good. I'm not seeing anything that I wouldn't typically see or not see, so that's really good. What am I gonna do next? Let's do a contour. I've never contoured with a sponge of any kind. I always use a brush, but we're gonna, you know, see about this. And I hope this looks good, because Tati girl, I'm doing a bougie, what's it called, photo shoot with myself for Valentine's Day, because I have a bae and bae is away because bae is with the armed forces, so he's deployed. It's just great. So, you know, he's not here. We're both thinking of each other, so I'm gonna do a little photo shoot and send it to him for Valentine's Day. That's a lot more product than I ever use, so say your prayers. Oh, it's too much. Ah! This is my fault. I don't blame Tati for my inability to appropriately pick up product. Okay, we're gonna just tuck that back here like this, because I do not want any more of that on my face. And I'm gonna use this fun little cone that I've created to blend this part out. Tati's probably, if she's watching, which she's definitely not, because I'm a nobody, but if she is, she's probably like, what are you doing? My answer is, I don't know, girl. I don't know. But you know what? It worked. So I have a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow, but that happens with me, so don't worry about that. That is my norm. Love a good 5 o'clock shadow. All right. I'm happy. I'm not great at contouring, so I don't worry about that. Honestly, if it doesn't look great, that's not the product. That's just my skin. I'm gonna use my big corner over here to go into my blush. Oh my gosh. Okay, don't do this. With a brush, I definitely pat it a lot. With a product like this, evidently, you don't need to do that. You can go like once and you're good to go. So a little goes a long way with this product, which is nice because then it means you're using less of your own products over time. I will say mine's fluffing, but I don't know if you're supposed to wash it out of the bag. I obviously didn't. I just immediately started using it, which is to be expected. Anything that's fluffy is gonna start to defluff once you start using it. So again, I don't fault her. I know apparently some people were having conundrums about that. I'm not. It's not that bad. This is my face. It's really shiny on camera. Otherwise, I think it looks really good. Everything looks really well blended. I was able to use the whole sponge. My only issue is obviously I'm gonna want to wash it now. So I'm not typically an everyday makeup wearer, but if I was, I'd probably want to get at least 2 or 3 of them, just because, I mean, I guess I could just use the next side the next day. I use a brush once and I go put it away to wash, which is why I have like 800 brushes. yeah, it's not something, I don't think, again, I haven't done it yet, but I don't know that it would dry as quickly as a sponge because it's a different kind of texture. I don't know how easy it is to clean if you are washing it by hand. So that's the only kind of issue, but that's a me issue if you're not worried about it and you can just kind of fluff it off and you're not as excessive with products like I am being, then you'd probably be able to not get it as dirty as quickly. But that's just me. With this guy, I use my Laura Geller. I'm sorry, I have not been telling you the products I'm using. But if you watch any of my videos, I'm pretty much using the same products all the time. So they haven't been anything different. It's my Pupa bronzer. I think this one is a little bit different. I've been testing out my Ciate Marbled Light in the color Halo. I think it's a blush, but I think it's also said it was a highlighter, but it's red, so I use it as a blush. I've been enjoying that, and my Laura Geller's has been my go-to. I have been using a very dense brush because it is quite a packed in highlight, so let me go in with not 500 swoops, but maybe just 1 or 2. Again, that was probably too much, but that's fine. Let me tap it out on my hand. There we go. Wow, I'm excessively shiny. I'm going to use the middle that is currently not dirty and just blend that out a little bit because I'm looking a little shinier than I'd like to be. I liked it. That was not difficult. I did not use any liquid products though. So I know in watching her video about it, like addressing the drama and in like using it for her whole face, I did find she used it differently with some products. She was putting it directly on her face and then using the Blendiful to blend it out. With other ones, she was putting it right on the product and going in. So I don't know. I've exclusively used it for powder and like powder to cream products, and I found it worked without a problem at all. But with using it with like a cream based foundation or cream based anything, but primarily for me, I primarily used foundation as creams. I don't use a lot of other face products that have cream. But yeah, so that's hard to say, but in terms of using it strictly for powder products, it worked really well. So I don't know, I'll continue to play with it. I will have to test it out with a cream product. I know in my next Boxy Charm, which should be coming within the next week or so, I'm expected to get a foundation in there, so I can test that foundation one side with a regular brush and one side with this, but it will be a new foundation, so I don't know how that's going to wear in general. So I don't know. Point being, I will test this out in the future with other products, but as a first impression using just my regular products, I really liked it. So that's my quick review. If you want to know how I got this makeup eye look, then check out the video just before this one, and otherwise I will see you in my next video. Thanks guys, bye.